right now. We lounge Saturday afternoon, the third hour sponsored by Millennium Music Media, and we're waiting for the cast of Cop That. Also, here in the New York City area, for those who are catching the show locally, from 2 to 5, there's a DSN Cypher going on. I think that's right. Is that right, Orman? DSN Cypher. Orman said, "Yeah, hand me that mic on Rodeo."
Sure.
Because I want to talk to Orman because Orman,
Dang, you are clumsy.
Couldn't pass.
Clumsy.
Sorry, Orman.
You know, like Puff. You know,
I
he
didn't
wasn't a
bring that
puffer.
up.
Because anybody that was a puffer knows
That's
just
how he's going to
pass.
fight that day.
Okay.
Clumsy.
Yeah, well, clumsy going to put 2 fingers in your eye.
Yeah, well.
But Orman, you was in Israel for a few weeks. How was Israel, man?
Israel was good.
Yeah, what we learned.
Remember, he's very short words. Man, a few words.
My family lives over there, so I was over there. I got to see my family.
That's what's up. Now, you told me offline, like, and obviously I know that from just my vast knowledge, not that Rodeo would know. But there's a lot of beautiful women in Israel.
Yeah, definitely.
His eyes like,
Remember,
if you could see his eyes.
He would be a
his eyes
man, and
just
he would be a good
widened
man
up
for testifying in
so
court. Do you see it? Yes.
And it's a melting pot too, just like here, there's Jews from all around the world, like you know, from Arab countries, from Europe, even from India, everywhere. So they all, intermarry, interbreed. So they're all mixed and everything. So it's.
So Ed would love it over there. He loved mixing.
I have a lot. That's right.
Mixed nuts.
These
What
nuts.
the heck mean mixed nuts?
No, be mixed
melting
nuts.
pot, mixed nuts,
What
I mean, he that said it
different
too.
stuff.
But you said when you said it sound crazy and deranged.
Oh.
Thank you, Orrin. I'm glad you're back safely on American soil.
But you know what, guys? I just wanted to ask you a quick question and whatnot, because I know this last couple of days it was really last week. They played the Surviving Compton. Did anybody get to see that?
I didn't see that.
Survive.
You mean Miss Chalet and
I didn't see
Dre?
that. I didn't really want to see it. For some reason.
Me neither. I didn't want to see it either.
Well, how was it though? I'm interested.
It was really good.
Really?
It was really good.
They had a female talk like her?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
Lord.
Yeah.
I definitely don't want to
The
see
same
it.
guy that played Suge in Compton played in there.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Oh.
And then they had another person, but just to see the story that she had to go through, which was very,
that happens
amazing.
every day in the
It's
Bronx.
just
You know
like
what, but
a-
the whole thing is, it's just that that when you see something like that, you wonder why would people stay in something like that.
It's like a Tina
Right.
Turner. It's like a Tina I Turner type thing.
Would you feel different now about Dr. Dre? You think it's worse, Orrin?
It's worse. The Tina Turner wasn't like on death row. It's like Suge and Dr. Dre and all that.
Well, they were bigger than Ike.
It's a Lifetime movie, and they actually look like the characters. It was
Yeah.
better than the previous Lifetime movies.
Yeah, because they normally don't do well with the
Well,
character.
you know what?
Right,
Maybe
they don't.
because it was on Lifetime, maybe they didn't get that much pull. Maybe it was on another.
No,
maybe.
it got a lot of pull.
No,
Oh,
it
it did?
did
It got a lot of
because
pull.
she. I think that I remember I was at work and I was watching her on TV. Michelle
Yes.
was on TV doing an interview, and because it was a whole controversy between her and Dre, if
Yeah.
it was the truth about him, and he's like they're showing
that's her
an
side
obscure
of the
side
story.
of
It's
who
her
he
side.
is or whatever.
But he has a side
But
too.
see, but the funny thing
Right.
is that they came to her about it because of the fact that they did not make any mention of her inside the Compton movie when she was
Right.
there from the get-go.
Right.
So they said, "Would you like to tell your story?" So she told them, and they said, "Wow." And then it might see. The funny thing is, I look at it like this: sometimes truth is always there because if it wasn't really true, Dre wouldn't have been sitting there trying to sue her to not to speak about it.
Oh, he
Right.
did?
Yes.
Yeah, there's a lawsuit
Him-
going
yeah.
on, and they were trying to kind of stop it from airing, but Lifetime said they were still going to
Correct.
air it anyway. They have nothing to do with what was going on with the lawsuit. So I don't know. I just didn't watch it. I kind of felt like, oh, here's another movie again. It's like the
I don't think-
TLC and Aaliyah.
No,
and
but it was pretty. No, but it was really pretty.
But I
good.
don't
might
think
take the time
nobody
to
gonna
catch
see
what's
Dre
name.
no differently.
No, they're
First.
gonna
No, I
still
don't
listen to
think
the,
so.
they're still gonna listen to his music because that's what they've.
You don't knock anybody else. You don't knock Kobe. You don't knock Shaq.
Nah,
Exactly.
You don't knock these
It's
other
just a
guys that
story.
have
Right.
done
It's just a
things.
story.
It's a story, but it's a story, unfortunately, that is being
happens.
told a million
Yeah.
times over, just
Right.
different person. You mentioned about why was somebody saying that relationship? That you just
Nah, I
asked.
said
No,
That
no,
was
no,
you.
Ed, but a lot of people do.
Well, again,
Yeah.
because he
It's
was
real
Dr.
life.
They
Dre.
afraid.
Yeah,
They
because you
afraid.
look at
That's
it,
the
it's
first thing.
sad.
Fear.
And maybe there was financial stuff involved because I mean my question is, and I hadn't seen the movie. I really don't even care to know the origins and setup. But how do you go from Dr. Dre to Suge and then
Well, it's all explained in the movie. So I would
I'm
tell people
sure, I'm
just
sure.
everybody just to see it. But
I was a fan of her music.
Dre must have
Yeah.
threw her out, and
She had
was
2
gonna take
songs.
it.
I know, but I did.
No, she
Like
had,
her song, Something
she
in
had
My
3
Heart.
songs.
I think she
Okay,
did.
3 songs.
Yeah,
I'm
three- No,
sorry.
she had 3 popular songs that came out.
Right.
But
Three.
she did have like about
She
6 or
did.
7 songs, but they didn't really They didn't really
Right,
push.
because
didn't-
of the nonsense that she
yeah.
was
So
going.
So maybe she
on
wanted to
behind
come
the
to
scenes.
next up to the stage and let her perform.
Oh, no, she can come up here if she wants to and sing and everything else. No
Something-
problem.
Oh,
No, she can come up here if she wants to and sing and everything else.
Something-
No problem.
Like her song, No More Lies.
Yeah, but that one got her butt whipped.
Oh,
Yeah.
because she was lying.
No,
No, because she told the
She
truth.
told the truth. Oh, this time she
and
told
he
the
got-
truth.
Something in my
And he
heart
got-
is
and he got
always a
butt.
classic song.
Yeah, and that
It's-
was another
it's-
sad
it's-
one too, because that was something that was forced upon to be sung. So I mean, if you see the movie,
Yeah.
you see the meanings.
Yeah,
behind
that
it.
is
I
I-turn.
think I'm gonna watch it.
I don't
'cause
want
That
it.
is
You know,
I-turn.
there was another good movie I did see too, which was really good that I recommend everybody see. It's called 13th Amendment, which talks about how the slavery and how the blacks and everything else is still kept down, and how they have this group which people should know by the name of ALEC, which goes around and they're the ones who turn around and get all the money and everything else to write the laws for all the Congress and everything else just to sign off on. So that's a good one to watch.
What's
as
the
well.
movie about Nat Turner out right now that just came out? The
Oh, that's with
that's-
Nate.
yeah, because they
Parker.
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
It was they, a lot of they it didn't do that well. The boxer was number 6.
Yeah.
Well, there was a lot of issues, and we talked about that on Mentality last week. A lot of issues because of Nate Parker's situation,
Yeah,
Birth
got
of a Nation.
That was Birth of a Nation,
Right,
right? Yeah.
right.
We're
But
talking about the movie itself.
right, but that
Yeah.
people listen. You have to understand that in this day and age of social media, where I can now dig into your background and get to know you beyond just what you put out. Sometimes that does affect, because that's why the movie didn't do well, because all his personal stuff that came out, with him, what he did in college, that affected the movie at the box office. People's like, I don't want to support this guy because
But
what
they
he
will
did.
support.
what?
But they'll support.
They support Woody Allen. They support Roman
Right.
But
Polanski.
you know what?
I agree.
Out of
Right.
honesty, I think also too is not only because of his characters that has a part of it, but I think also at the same time because you heard like Snoop Dogg and a couple other ones that say why we keep showing these slave movies, and a lot
Right.
of people just don't want to keep seeing that,
That's what
which
it
is
is.
sad. And
I
but,
don't.
I mean,
But
you got to know where you're coming from. and
You
everything.
got yeah.
Exactly.
It's not. It's our heritage. I mean, even though some people we don't want to accept it, but it is our heritage.
But that's the thing that gets me mad because you got people who don't want to accept it, but then at the same time, you look at any other culture go out there, especially forgive me about this one, but you go and look at Schindler's List, and no matter how many movies they make of the Jewish Holocaust, they keep on going and supporting those movies. And you keep on seeing all those coming out to tell a different story and a different side of different things.
I think
And we
it's-
should have the same thing too with us to get us to know better.
I think it's easier when you're not in that specific culture that the movie is about. I think it's easier for me to go out and probably watch someone else's culture and try to understand what they've been through than to watch something about our culture or slavery and things that are going on, because it's painful sometimes.
But you know
to
what?
watch some of those
Sometimes
things.
it's just like you had a bad accident, right?
Yeah.
And you said, okay, I fell off a bike and I scraped my knee. You don't want to reenact that, but sometimes you have to reenact it to keep you off the bike from doing it again.
Correct.
I think sometimes we don't want to see these things. We don't want to talk about it. But yes, it is an ugly side of our history, but it's a real side of our history.
It's something that
And
needs
still-
to be
and it still
told.
continues.
And sometimes I believe if that's kind of rehashed once in a while, and we don't have the stupidity or the buffoonery we have with people, because you know what, I realize I got to be better because of the people that came before me, the forefathers that was on a boat from Africa and dealt with sickness and hunger and disease, and still standing. My grandmother, Eleanor, always told me that you come from strength. So anything you going through shouldn't bother you, because thinking of people who came before you, what you're dealing with is nothing. And actually, you know what? Growing up, and I even use that now as a man, tell it to my nieces and nephews that you have nothing to complain about. As bad as your worst day is
not how
is
it was.
a gazillion times better than their best day.
True, and
You
that's
know?
why I think, and see, to me, that's why I think that people should go out there and watch these movies, because if you know where you come from, where you came from, and what your family went through, this stuff we try to at least make it easier so that you don't have to keep on. Because if you're looking at what's happening now, it seems like we're going back again to the '60s,
Right.
because so many people forgot what the struggles were.
Well, speaking of good movies and good productions, we got the cast of Cop That in the building. Just walked in. My man, Big Guy Guard, keyboard, Money Mouse. We're going to take a quick break. The third hour, Nafi Lounge, sponsored by Millennium Music Media. I'm going to bring the cast of Cop That in. It's Nafi Lounge on a Saturday afternoon.